When you're a bit too steeped in the watch world like I am, I work on this channel full time, I spend most of my free time looking at watches. There's just too much watches in my world. It is easy to get kind of disenchanted and overexposed. So here are my 5 favorite watch brands right now, the brands that are keeping me excited about watches. And no, there will be no Rolex mentioned beyond this point. This is a controversial place to start and I'm going to need you to hear me out here, but TAG Heuer. So if you've been watching my videos over these last few weeks, and even today, the only watch I've been wearing is my 1996 TAG Heuer F1. It's kind of making me feel something again. I don't know, but I'm loving it. I remember when I was young, I'd see TAG Heuers on people, and specifically this watch, and I remember thinking it was so cool. But there was absolutely no way my parents would ever buy me one. And isn't that what being an adult is? It's buying all those things you wanted as a kid, but now you have good credit. So this hits the nostalgic factor for me, and it's something different for my collection. The state of my watch roll is almost exclusively modern stainless steel sports watches. But there's something about the 90s charm to this that brings a freshness, nostalgia, and it's the perfect mashup of everything that I love, F1, watches, and the 90s. I'm not sure everything modern TAG is doing makes me quite as excited. There are a few models that I love, the current Aqua Racers, Carrera chronographs. I think they're headed in the right direction, but it's really neo-vintage TAG that is firing me up. Okay, so you might be thinking, but Brittany, didn't you just make a video about the problem with IWC? What do you mean they're a favorite brand of yours? But if you've watched that video, it really is a little love letter about my frustrations with a brand I really like. I begin that video talking about their Watches and Wonders offerings for this year, and this is the part that's really blowing me away with them. IWC went all out with their 2024 novelties. They released some high complications with the Portuguese or perpetual calendars. But the real showstopper was the Eternal Calendar, which takes into account the Gregorian calendar leap years over a 400-year period. IWC went all out this year. Their watches, even their presentation of these, hiring Hans Zimmer to compose their music, a keynote talk with Brian Cox, amazing big brain astronomer and physicist. If you are interested in time and timekeeping in any way, I highly recommend you go watch that keynote. IWC has been filling me with wonder and making my brain hurt when I think about timekeeping, and I think more people should be talking about them right now. Obviously, Cartier was going to come up. I'm always looking for excuses to talk about Cartier watches. There are really 3 watches that are getting me amped up. Number 1, my husband just bought a special order Cartier Tank with the Paris Watch Club, a 1 of 5 special order tank in platinum with the craziest dial that plays with the light and it goes between blue and purple. I've never seen anything like it, and one of the most notable changes being the Arabic numerals rather than the usual Roman numerals. It's amazing and I'm jealous, but at least I can always steal it and film it, and I wish I was him. Second Cartier getting me all juiced up is the Cloche. This for me is one of my grail watches, a yellow gold guilloche dial with breguet hands. Ooh, exactly my kind of watch in every way. And last but not least, one of the biggest releases of the year for Cartier, the return of the Tortue mono pusher. I'm pretty sure these are all sold out. They were limited to 200 pieces per medal, and every single one was out of my price point. But it is such classic Cartier styling, and it's the style of watch I want to steer my collection more towards. I have enough stainless steel sports watches. It's been gorgeous, it's been fun, but I think we have enough. But now I want some beautiful, dressier, complicated pieces. I have to go to the loo before we do this. I'm very pregnant. I'm back. Usually, when I'm talking about Vacheron, I'm talking about the value that can be found in the catalog and on the secondary market. The 56 collection, Traditionals, even the overseas, bog standard blue dial overseas are now trading below retail secondary. Lots of value to be found. But the VCs that are getting my heart pumping again are almost all found within the Historiques collection. My first love, the Historique American 1921 36.5mm by 36.5mm, which I think might sound small, but with the cushion case, it wears a lot larger than one might think. Beautiful watch, corky, Geneva seal on the movement and case. If it's me and my money, I'm going rose gold all day, every day. And if I may be the value YouTuber once again, there's a lot of money to be saved by going secondary. You can save about £10,000 or more by going secondary rather than brand new. And I've never been one to turn my nose up at £10,000. The other Vacheron Constantin that is speaking to me is the Historique Triple Calendar. I think it is so beautiful, it looks so vintage. If they made this in a 35mm, I would be saving my money for one, but sadly they don't. It's only available in 40mm. Forget about it, that's too big for me, but great for most people. This is a brand that won't make you popular in the watch enthusiast YouTube world, but Bulgari is genuinely becoming one of my favorite watch brands. I made a video not long ago about going to a Bulgari event, seeing the thinnest watch in the world, insane, and being hands-on with their 2024 novelties, a bunch of Octofinissimos, Serpentis. I think a lot of the watch enthusiast world writes them off as a bit of a fashion brand and not a real serious watchmaking maison, which I think is horribly pretentious, and I don't know how people can write some of the comments they write with a straight face and not feel horribly pretentious. Bulgari is really investing in their watchmaking. Every single detail of the watches I saw was well thought through, beautifully executed, and they are not playing around. Even though Serpentis and Octos were the fixture of the day, my favorite right now is the Bulgari Aluminium or Aluminum. I tried one of these on in York last year, and I feel like they're painfully overlooked. Retailing for just under £3,000, these have a mechanical automatic movement, unique design language, 100 meters of water resistance, and it's just something different than the constant hyping of brands like Tudor. I wonder what YouTubers have been hyping Tudor. It's so annoying when people do that. Tudor actually should probably be on this list. I am still not over the Black Bay 58 GMT. This video is supposed to be 5 brands, but I'm making it 6, baby. This is less of a brand and just more of like the cumulative vibe of everything that's making me excited right now. I feel like what I'm looking for right now is a neo-vintage dress watch and even maybe more modern dress watches that lean into 80s and 90s aesthetic. Like when I go through my saved posts, my saved watch posts on Instagram, it's watches with stepped cases, complications, yellow gold, IWC, Blancpain, Vacheron, AP. There's this very specific aesthetic that's speaking to me, and it's quite different than my current collection. My collection is a lot of really sporty, robust tool watches, which I love, don't get me wrong, nothing is getting sold. But I feel like I'm wanting to expand on what I have a little bit and get some classy, dressy numbers, you know? But I've said it once and I'll say it again. I have great tastes, I just can't afford to prove it. Everything that I like is stupid expensive. I think I need to unfollow a collected man. He's encouraging me in ways I shouldn't be encouraged, and I cannot afford to be encouraged. Anyways, guys, these are just my 5 favorite watch brands right now. I'd love to hear in those comments down below, what are your favorite watch brands? What are the brands that are just making you excited about watches? And now let's thank the gorgeous, fabulous, wonderful Pope tier patrons. Yes, patrons, yes, all tier patrons, but the biggest, most special shout out to the names on this screen right now, the Pope tier patrons. Over in this corner, you'll see our newest Pope tier patrons. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. I hope you keep enjoying it. I hope you all keep enjoying it. I have so much fun making these videos. And thank you everyone.